right, thanks for joining my channel today. We have beautiful Miss Nicole Thomas. How you doing, Nicole?
Hi, I
So
am doing very well.
exciting. Yes, I'm so excited to have you here today. So we're going to just ask you a few questions and we're going to go from here. So the first question is, what's your life story? We want to know about you.
Wow. First of all, I'm very excited to be here with you, Zokia. I have
Yeah.
been so looking forward to this. I'm just so proud of you and everything that you're doing. You know,
Thank
so yay!
you.
um, my life story. Well, that could take a while. I'm kind of up there, so no. But
Yeah.
actually, I guess my life story has just been about family and trying to be better, um, trying to just create a pathway. I hate dysfunction, and so trying um, to build a functional life. If you understand, I'm from a small town in Texas.
Yeah.
I grew up, I was raised by my grandmother and my auntie. Um, my parents were a part of my life, but for some reason I lived with my grandmother and my auntie, and grew up, was determined to leave that small town and go and find something better than what I could see around me. Um, I married my best friend and the love of my life, and then he passed away um, from liver cancer, and since then it's just really been trying to establish. I have three beautiful children, so it's just been trying to establish a life and a better way for me and my children. So, I think every parent wants their child to do better than they did, and so I've been, you know, and of course God plays a part in that. I'm very Christ centered and believe that we're all created for a purpose. So it's been I've been living a life in pursuit of purpose and, you know, aligning with my destiny.
Yeah, yeah, that is so wonderful. And I truly admire your strength always, always. And I just wanted to get into what other titles do you have? I know that you're well known. Just wanted to ask you that question because I know you do a lot of different things. And I just wanted to know what titles do you have and you can share with us.
Um, Titles, okay? I guess, first of all, I am mom. I am um, a child of God.
Yes, yes.
Um, you know,
Yeah.
I I work in ministry at my church. I've held the title of minister. Currently, I'm an evangelist missionary um, in the churches of God in Christ. I am a personal growth coach. I just, um, I'm a John Maxwell certified trainer. I just finished taking classes that actually took me about 4 years due to life circumstances, but I finally got my certification a
Yes.
couple of months ago.
Woo! So that is a huge accomplishment. Very huge.
Yes. I,
Definitely. Yes. And Nicole Thomas is actually a part of Infinity Investments. So yes, we're on the same
right.
team. So that is
Yeah.
also
A realtor.
exciting.
Yes.
Yes, she's also a realtor. So that is also exciting. Well, I just wanted to ask you a little bit about that. So, what advice would you give new agents since your journey began?
New agents. Um, I would say that first of all, don't look for shortcuts and don't think it's going to be a quick thing. I think a lot of people get into real estate thinking, "Oh, this is quick money. I
Yeah,
can just, do this." It is
yeah,
a business. You will
yeah,
have to work hard. Um,
yeah,
so be prepared.
yeah,
But you can be successful if you set goals and have a determination, to
yeah,
stick with it. I read that most agents within 2 years, they of them getting started, that they quit the business, and so you have to have a determination that this is what you want to do. And for me, I feel that you have to have a love for wanting to help and for the business, because if you're just in it for the money, um, you're going to give up.
yeah, yeah. I totally agree with that. That is like the number one thing. You really do have to care for the community, care for the people, and, put your best foot forward, with passion and, just want to help people. So, with that being said, I'm going back into many titles. I know that you have a wonderful nonprofit. Can you share with us some information about that as well?
I do, because I like to help people, and that is one of my gifts, is the gifts of help. I have always been in church and just in life. Like, people come to me and talk to me about their problems. And so I was spending a lot of time doing that. And so I decided to start a nonprofit organization where the goal is to have a full-on resource center. We've not quite gotten there, but that is the goal, to have a place where people can come in and have their needs met on a individual case management type basis. So it started. So it's really, I the shift, the way God has taken it, is to where it's really concentrating a lot on the mental health, because we live in a time now where there's so many things that are going on in our life. Traumatic events and depression is rampant, and things of that nature. And so I really created, I started with a conference. This year will be our fourth annual conference. It's called Hope for the Holidays, and I started it myself when it was a product of kind of what I was going through at the time. Like I said, I lost my husband. I lost quite a few family members
Mhm.
in right after each other, like year after year.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and so after that, and so then the doctors wanted to say, okay, you're depressed and this and that,
yeah,
and
yeah,
um, so I started seeing a counselor, but I also realized at that time, sometimes you're around a lot of people, but not everybody sees your needs specifically. And so I started this with the idea of helping people where they are, not putting my idea of, oh, you should do this, or oh, you need this, but working with them to see what it is that they really need.
yeah,
And yeah, so we do the conference, and we have licensed marriage family therapists. We have
yeah,
different people in the community that work with mental health, and we have them come and speak on different subjects that have to do with mental health. And it's really a blessing every year.
yeah. And that is so needed, like you said, during this time, especially during this crisis we're in. I mean, what do you have to say about that?
Um, yeah, I think God, like, we don't know all the time what's going to happen, but I was just sitting there thinking, like, this is a time. I actually have developed a grief support group for widows and widowers, and I also have some other trainings that I do around grief. And I did not want to do that. I thought, when people think about grief, they think about sadness. Nobody, and we don't ever like to admit that we're really sad. So nobody's going to attend my workshop. Nobody's going to attend my training or anything like that. And now with COVID-19, you have people crying, like literally crying out, trying to manage, because we're dealing with a traumatic situation as it is. Literally, we're being held captive in our homes in a lot of places. Now, I just came from down south, and they're a little bit more open than we are here in California.
Yeah.
But we're spoiled too. Like, we don't want to wear a mask and things like that. And so, all of that affects us mentally, because somebody tell, okay, you can't go outside unless you have this mask on. You can't come in here unless you do that. We start protesting when people start saying you can't do this and you can't do that. And so now we're having to obey these restrictive orders, but it's for our good. If we don't do it, it causes. So a lot of people are having a tough time with that. And a lot of people are extroverts, and they can't deal with being in the house for long periods of time without having that human contact.
That is so true.
So people are grieving things. A lot of times we like to say, oh, that's depression. Oh, that's that. But we don't realize that depression is, a lot of times it's a symptom of something else. It's not the diagnosis. It's a symptom of something else. And so that's what I realized when I was going through grief, that, the actual therapist said, no, your diagnosis is grief. But the other doctors kept saying, like, oh, you're depressed. You need, treatment for depression and everything. I'm like, I don't think I'm depressed. I just never wanted to wear that title, because I didn't feel like hopeless. So I learned a lot of things through experience. And my thing is, whatever I learn, I like to pass it on to people. So the conference has a lot to do with that too. People that I've learned from or that have taught me, I get them to come and speak so I can pass that knowledge on to other people.
Yeah, definitely. So do you think a lot of time depressions come from, like when you're younger, or what do you think about that? You can carry that on with different circumstances in your life.
I think so. I think a lot of people, if you don't, I think you can carry depression on for years if you don't, if you don't recognize it and treat it. And the treatment, a lot of times people think treatment, they think medication and things like that. And that's not necessarily the treatment. It's just getting in contact with what's going on inside of you that is making you depressed. Checking out your thought your thought patterns. I'm big into cognitive behavior too. Like, I think we don't think a lot about things that we say. We generalize, we just say stuff because that's how we feel. But is there truth to it? And what are you really saying when you say this? So we have to be very aware of our thinking patterns.
That is so true. I would have to agree. What
Yeah.
advice can you give men or women with these struggles?
Um, Talk about it. Seek help. One of the, like I said earlier, one of our biggest things, even with me, with dealing with grief,
Mm-hmm.
I thought about it as being sad, and grief is not really being sad. It's a whole process. You
Yeah.
know, being sad sometimes may have something to do with that, but you know, I began to, because I wasn't acknowledging it, I halted the process. And so I think that's one of the worst things that you can do, because when you stop something that's going to occur naturally anyway,
Yeah.
um, it comes out in places where you least expect it. It comes out in ways that you don't expect it to. So um, my advice would be to talk about what you're feeling, get some, seek advice. Don't be afraid of, what you're going through. A lot
Yeah.
of people that deal with grief and depression, like they don't want to cry.
Yeah.
They think a lot of times these things are signs of weaknesses and things like that. And
That's so true.
at one point I thought, oh, if I cry, I'm probably gonna break down. I have to stay strong for my children.
Yeah.
What if I start crying and I'm not able to get back up? I don't want them to see me crying all the time. I don't want,
Yeah.
people to think, I'm just sad all the time and stuff. And so, but my tears started coming out in weird places because I wasn't crying. So,
Yeah.
you know, I couldn't look at
Yeah.
certain, I would look at TV shows that I loved, and then something would happen and I'd just be boohoo crying. Like,
Yeah.
it's,
Emotional.
you
Yeah.
know, you
Yeah.
in church and yeah, the spirit moving, but you just over there,
Right.
like,
That's right. Oh, yeah.
and
That's
then
all great.
everybody looking at you like, what's wrong with
What's
us?
wrong? Is she
So,
all right? Something we don't know about?
right. So,
Yeah, that's true.
you have to process, and yeah. So that would be my advice. Seek help.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
great, great, great one. Where do you see these struggles most? Like, where do you see these struggles most?
Um most well, I would say, where do you see them most? I see them most where I am. I guess that's my
Ah,
so since
yeah.
I am you know since I'm a part of the church community,
Yeah.
I see them there. And a lot of times I see people not dealing with the things correctly there.
Yeah.
Since I am an African American, I see them in our community. Um, and most of the time I see them because people aren't dealing with them. Um, so yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And now we're just trying to figure out now what resources can you provide people in need? What resources do you have that you can share with the community? As far as in,
Resources.
Mhm.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
As far as in, I know you mentioned therapists and different things like that. So, what do you have to share to help people in need?
Well, I have met some great people, therapists, Christian counselors, uh, people that are that know their stuff and are well versed and able to help people. And so, like I said before, I like to put people in contact with those that have helped me. If someone has helped me, then I'm readily uh, I readily give out the information so that someone else can be helped as well. And so I have, and I think for the African American community, that it is very important for us to have people that look like us to talk to, because a lot of times, we think that if we go to different other nationalities, that they're not going to understand our struggles specifically or be able to help us where we need to be helped. And so I have been blessed to, so I have therapists, I have life coaches that I can connect you with. I have people that, personal care. I realize that a lot of our mental health also has to do with self-care. And
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
have
That's a big.
I have in contact with massage therapists, with hair care professionals, um, and
Yeah.
just community organizations. I have wonderful people that work with child development
Mhm.
and different things like that. So I just have many different resources. It just depends on what you need.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that is awesome. It's a lot of that right now with people losing their jobs, businesses closing down. So I see depression on the rise. And there's a lot
Yeah.
of depression on the rise. So yeah, definitely they should definitely keep in contact with you.
Mhm.
Where and how can the audience connect with you?
Okay. When you were saying, I do know of employment agencies and also food banks and things
Oh,
like that. We
awesome.
do
Yeah.
community service and feed the homeless and things like that. So we have connections with the Alameda County Food Bank and also other community organizations that feed on certain days of the week. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So you can reach me at our website is providenceirc.org. We're on Facebook. We have a Facebook page, Providence Institute and Resource Center. Our phone number is area code 510-455-2086. Again, that's area code 510-455-2086. And you can call that anytime. Anytime. We may not answer, but we do have voicemail. So when I say anytime, state it's an emergency if it is, and we will get back to you. So our Instagram is Providence Institute California. Providence Institute California.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, it was wonderful having you today. You shared so much great information. Oh my God. I'm just excited. I'm actually looking into the resources myself. Look what all this craziness going on. I'm gonna need some help.
Hey,
I'm gonna need some help. I thought it was great bringing you on because of everything that's going on, and there's someone out there that might need a hand or some direction, and I thought that you were the perfect one to come to. Knowing that you're a woman of God, I always admire your strength. Once again, Nicole Thomas is my family, so we have come a long way. We shared the same hardships, and I just love her so much, and she's a beautiful person in and out. So we will definitely be putting your information on our page, on YouTube, Facebook, that's Instagram, and LinkedIn. So they'll have your contact information as well. So with that being said, you have a wonderful day. It was great having you, and we love you much.
thank you, thank you, thank you. It was so awesome to be here. I feel so special.
Yes.
Thank you. Wow. I
Yes,
love
love
you.
you. Love you so much. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.